Hi, guys. Good evening, and welcome back once again to the EdWord. I'm your host, Eddie, and in tonight's video, I will be discussing what I thought of the big news that Colin Farrell is indeed officially cast as the Penguin for the upcoming DC film, The Batman, starring Robert Pattinson as the title character, directed by Matt Reeves. And it seems like this movie has kicked off officially in production from today and yesterday. It seems several set photos have leaked online due to them filming in broad daylight, so to speak, in London, in a business and residential area of London. It seems London is filling in for Gotham City as several fake news vans and fake police cars, all which say Gotham or Gotham City on it, have all been seen in and around this area, this set area of London. And some people were wondering if Colin Farrell himself was on set, because caught at a distance, it looks like there was someone who looked a lot like Colin Farrell on set holding an umbrella, which only fueled the speculation and the belief that he is indeed playing the Penguin. And now, just a short while ago, like an hour or two ago, director Matt Reeves himself took the confirmation to Twitter, much like he did with Zoe Kravitz, Paul Dano, John Turturro, and everybody else, that he is indeed in this movie and he is playing the Penguin, which is very exciting because this will be the first time in almost 20 years since we've seen the Penguin brought to the big screen. And it's just another rogue to add to the ever increasing rogues gallery. My hope is that we get confirmations for at least one or two more characters in terms of villains as to who Batman will be facing off against in this film. What does remain unclear as to whether or not this film takes place within the DCEU, which is where the Zack Snyder films are, Aquaman and Shazam are as well. All those films, coexist within one another. And I'm just curious if this film takes place in that universe at all, or if this is a possibly third separate universe, because they made it clear it doesn't connect to Joaquin Phoenix's Joker movie. So that remains unclear at the time. I personally believe this is a soft reboot in the chapter of Batman lore, and it will indeed fit in within the DCEU. However, don't take my word for it. That's just my personal belief. But whether or not it's established in a timeline remains to be seen. In the meantime, however, we can still be excited that a new Batman movie is coming, and it is in production, and Colin Farrell is officially playing the Penguin, which is very exciting. I know he's not exactly the heaviest or the biggest guy, biggest in sense of the word fat, to play the Penguin. But as I recall, Robin Taylor Lord played the character quite well and was very well received and, received by fans and the overall fan base of Batman lore from the show Gotham. I only personally watched a few episodes of season 1, and then I kind of fell off the rails on that show, as I did with many other DC live action shows. But to my knowledge, Robert Taylor Lord was a big hit from that series, and he's a pretty skinny looking guy, and he's by no means as fat or as big as the Penguin is from the comics, but it seemed like people enjoyed his performance, so I have no doubt we'll enjoy Colin Farrell's performance as well. I mean, we haven't really seen him in costume yet, but once we do get some official first looks, that'll be pretty exciting. So, yeah, I'm looking forward to it. So, welcome to DC, I guess, Mr. Farrell. I wouldn't say the DCEU necessarily, because we don't know if this film fits in with that universe or not. So only time will tell. But in the meantime, like I said, it's exciting to have a new Batman movie in production with so many characters like the Penguin to look forward to. Okay, guys. Oh, and one more thing. I thought it was very interesting how James Gunn himself recently revealed that Warner Brothers did indeed offer him to direct either a Superman movie or another DC property. And because he's such a fan of Suicide Squad, he went with his personal favorite, and he made it very clear in this revelation that the Superman movie they offered him was not a direct Man of Steel sequel or Man of Steel 2, but he said it was some some sort of or some form of a Superman movie, which is interesting because I don't think they're entirely done with Henry Cavill's Superman. And the main reason why I think that is because they used that version, that iteration of that character for the cameo in Shazam. Granted, it wasn't Henry Cavill exactly because we didn't see his head, but the costume was the same, so it was definitely his version of the character, which I thought was interesting, especially since in fall of 2018 they revealed, oh, he's not Superman anymore. Just kidding. He might be. He might not be. But I think there's still a future there for him. At least I hope there is. And if this wasn't going to be a Man of Steel 2 movie, I wonder what kind of Superman film we might have gotten from James Gunn, or what kind of movie they wanted him to direct. And could they ask somebody else to direct it, like J.J. Abrams has been rumored to do so? Only time will tell. But in the meantime, I'm just happy that the Penguin is making his big comeback to the big screen after almost 20 years since we saw him last in Batman Returns, played by the fabulous and the awesome Danny DeVito. All right, guys, just wanted to throw in my 2 cents there about James Gunn, confirming that he was indeed offered to direct a Superman film, but opted out to direct a Suicide sequel / reboot instead. Okay, guys, have a great rest of the night. Thank you so much for watching. The Batman is currently filming and in production and slated for a release of June 25th, 2021. And it'll be with us before we know it. Yikes. All right, guys, have a great rest of the night. And of course, until next time, may the Force be with you.